Hey, what's up, all you animation lovers? This is Duuz-Diz-Din coming at you again with another episode of Talking 2D, your channel for all things animation, illustration, and all that lovely goodness. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din.
One Piece.
Yes, mostly One Piece. Our great Lord and Savior Oda.
I'm pretty sure you mean Goda, but you know.
There we go. Yeah, I needed that. Let us not besmirch or blaspheme in the House of One Piece.
Fair enough.
So first off, we're talking about Chapter 1016, This is Otama. Or It's Me, Otama. Whichever version of it you're looking into.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. This chapter felt like more it was about Nami than it was about Tama. I mean, you know, Tama's whole moment came at the end of the chapter, but the main focus was definitely the fact that Zeus somehow became part of Nami's climitact.
Well, it seems like in a last-ditch effort, well, actually, more that it happened through happenstance, because his soul was slowly leaving his body, and through Nami sticking her rod into Hera's mouth, he was able to be transferred over into the climatact, so it was literally a fluke.
Yeah. Now look, I'm not usually one to complain about all the crazy, weird, out there bullshit that happens in One Piece. I mean, at this point, I've come to accept there are just some things I'm never going to get an explanation for because they're just so out there. Even with the explanation, just feels goofy, but not goofy enough that I'm just like, I don't care for it. It's just like, oh, okay. I don't know what else to say. It's just like, okay, I guess that's a thing.
I mean, look, we've seen a plethora of different objects that don't work the way we would think they work. We've seen living things before to a certain capacity, mostly thanks to devil fruits being applied to weaponry like lasso and funk freed and all that kind of stuff. So at this point, with the use of Big Mom's abilities, nothing being given sentience is, anything being given sentience isn't off the table.
True.
And why not make it Nami's stripper pole?
A sentient stripper pole.
Yep.
Wonder how you'd feel about that.
I mean, if I was the pole, it'd be pretty good.
Oh yeah, if you were the pole, but like, what if you're the dude watching her just go off on that, and the pole just starts talking to you like, "Hey man, how you enjoying the show?" It's like, ugh. Stop talking to me. You're making it weird.
Well, first of all, that just seems unprofessional on the side of the pole.
Yeah, right. But it actually brings up an interesting topic when you bring up prior characters like Lasso and Funk Freed. What if Vegapunk has to use a bit of Big Mom's power in order to make this sort of thing possible?
I mean, how so? How would he manage to use Big Mom's power?
Well, let's say he gets his hands on one of her homies that just so happens to be, in the case of Lasso, a gun, or in the case of Funk Freed, a sword. You feed that homie a devil fruit.
Son of a bitch.
And then maybe it keeps its sentience, because, they've been giving them zone-type fruits, so I don't know if it applies differently to, like, Paramecia or Logia types, but that I see as a possibility.
Huh.
Big Mom does seem to be the only source of inanimate objects gaining enough sentience and or life, or at the very least a fucking mouth with which to eat something.
Yeah, that actually brings up something that was brought to my attention not too long ago. And that's with the new giant warrior pirates. I think it's the one guy named Goldberg or something. He has a weird sentient shield with a mouth and everything, and it's just like, oh, that's obviously from Big Mom. And then it's just like, oh, well, then that kind of explains the weird sentience of different objects. They could have always just come out of Totland, or maybe even were created by Big Mom long ago when she was younger. That honestly would explain the sentience of a lot of random shit out there.
I mean, either that or somehow Vegapunk's able to recreate that kind of effect in ways that I don't fucking know. But then again, he somehow managed to recreate Kaido's dragon fruit into you know what I mean. Kaido's devil fruit into an artificial devil fruit that was actually successful.
Well, the explanation behind that is because when they were given that rundown of all the various different times that Kaido had been captured, an explanation was given that Vegapunk was trying to learn something from Kaido's lineage factor and managed to extract like some DNA or something. So he got like real close and personal with Kaido's genetics. But at the same time, there's always the possibility. We don't really know too much about Big Mom's history, so who knows, at some point she could have been captured. Vegapunk might have studied her abilities.
Possible, because let's be real, the only parts we've actually seen of Big Mom's life in the series is her origin, how she came to be, her horrifying origin. We know about like one of the major points in history for her, which is when she joined the Rocks Pirates. And then after that, it's just like, yeah, no, as far as we've known her, she's just been one of the Emperors of the Sea with a whole shitload of kids.
I mean, yeah, because we know about her up until the quote-unquote loss of Mother Carmel. Then Streusen takes her under his wing, and they start a life of piracy. And then next thing you know, she's in Rox's crew. And then next thing you know, she's on Totland popping out babies yearly up until about 8 years ago with her last kid. So it's just kind of like, that is a very good point. It's one of those things where you're reminded, like, these people all can have so much happen in their history that we're just not aware of.
Also, I just want to make this comment now. I'm pretty sure Big Mom's vagina is like Stargate at this point. Like, after a certain point, kids were just like materializing, just... I know that's a horrible analogy, and, you know, the visual metaphor has probably scarred somebody, but, I mean, let's be real. It's either Stargate or, like, a slip and slide, just...
Well, you gotta think about the fact that she pops out multiple kids sometimes within the span of, like, a few intervals, because, you know, Katakuri, Daifuku, and Oven are all triplets. Opera, Counter, Condensa, Kalabata, and Gala. You know, those are 5 kids who came out all right there. Cracker is a part of triplets with Custard and Angel, I think it was.
There were the decuplets.
The decuplets. That was what I was going to get around to. It's just like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 kids she popped out. All within the same... the span of the same day.
Like, bruh.
And they were towards the end of her giving birth to children. These little shits are 18 years ago.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of fucking kids. I mean, it's a good thing she's an Emperor of the Sea with, like, all that sway and shit, because, my God, who the fuck wants to take care of that many children?
I mean, well, see... The thing about it is, like, after a certain point, the kids just kind of take care of each other. Like, it just becomes them taking care of each other. After a certain point, your older sister becomes more of a mother to you than your actual mom.
Yes, especially in her case. I mean, God, can you imagine just telling someone, hey, I got, like, a bunch of brothers and sisters, and, like, the oldest one is in his 50s.
Oh, Perospero is exactly 50.
Oh, how old is Katakuri?
Let's see, 48.
48, okay. Yeah. My oldest brother is 50. Like, imagine saying that at 8 years old. Because her youngest child is 8.
Yep. Charlotte Anana.
Anana?
Anana, the little girl who wanted the knife to go stab one of her siblings.
I relate to that.
and she's so close in age to Big Mom's only grandchild, Pez, who is exactly 1.
And Pez is her only grandchild?
As far as we know.
Huh. Alright, so back on the subject of the chapter, what else happened apart from Nami just knocking the absolute fuck out of Ulti after learning that, hey, Zeus is now her sentient stripper pole.
Well, CP0 is still off to the side, kind of tallying up the numbers and all that. You know, the moment they've calculated that there's still 20,000 on Kaido's side, so they've lost about 4,000 people. There was some kind of shift in the battle with a lot of people who have rebelled, so they got like an additional, I think it was like 2,000 people, almost. I don't know if I'm reading that right. Basically, it's come down to like 20,000 versus 7,000.
Yeah, something like that. I remember you had the waiters, people who were literally waiting to get a smile fruit. Mm-hmm. The pleasures, people who did get a smile fruit, but got the worst possible ending.
Yeah.
Gifters, who, I mean, they got powers, but at what cost?
Some of them look pretty cool. Others, yours is an existence that is filled with nothing but pain and misery, and I do not envy you.
There's literally one guy whose head is a chicken's ass.
It's like, you're on the wrong end of the cock there, bruh.
Like, just think about that for a second. You eat a smile fruit, you have a pretty much 50-50 chance of either being that guy or having some kind of cool power. There is a lot of in between, I'm not gonna lie, but, you know, those are some... I don't like those odds.
No. I would not be okay with a lion in my tummy constantly decking me in the nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
No.
How about having a giant hippo head, you know, in the place of your whole torso?
I think one of the people who made it out the best are people like Sheep's Head, has such a finesse of control over his ability that it's just like, normally I look like a regular human. Other times I can just form horns where my hand should be. It's just like, yeah, that guy seems pretty capable. Or even like Solitaire, who had the spider monkey ability, which just gave her a tails and like 2 more sets of arms.
That's actually extremely useful.
Yes.
Or, it was Speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's basically a centaur.
Yep.
You know, you could luck out and get any one of those outcomes. Or you could be the motherfucker whose face is a chicken ass.
Yeah.
I will always go back to that example. There are plenty of others, but the best example I could give is, you want your face to be a chicken ass? Go ahead. Have a smile fruit. If you're lucky, you might get the chicken ass. Otherwise, you're just going to be smiling for the rest of your life. Even at your saddest, most depressing, most horrifying moments. You're going to have a big old grin on your face. God, that's depressing.
Right.
But I guess that's what... I guess that's what you gotta do if you want a fucking army of devil fruit users, but you don't seem to feel like going out and actually finding them. Because, I mean, let's be real, Kaido and Blackbeard are more or less trying to do the same thing, except Blackbeard's smart and is just like, nah, I'm not having that ridiculous shit on my crew. We'll just find the people who have the powers we want, kill them, and then I'll suck it right out of their penis or some shit, because y'all cannot tell me Blackbeard didn't fucking pull the tremor fruit out of Whitebeard through his chest, okay? Just, nah. Nah, he put a curtain over that man because he knew what he was about to do was very, very humbling and very demeaning and would immediately ruin his street cred. Like, that street cred he had worked so hard and waited so long to finally build up would have all gone out the window if they'd seen what he did to Whitebeard to get his power.
Like one last offering to Whitebeard. Oh my god. But, I mean, yeah, who knows? I feel like ultimately it came down to the fact that Blackbeard actually wants to make sure that he has capable people. Kaido just wants fodder.
Yeah, he really, really does. That's why, you know, all the subordinates I just listed off earlier, those are the throwaway thug characters.
I mean, they have a higher position than most, but yeah, more or less.
Yeah, basically, like, you want to talk about like the big name players, you start at the Tobiropo, Then you move up to his officers, all of whom have dinosaur powers. Dinosaurs and or just ancient zones.
Yeah.
And you get to the big man himself, and he's got like a mythical fish fruit, mythical Magikarp Gyarados fruit. That's literally the only way I can describe it to people, because I feel like if I tried to explain, oh yeah, no, it's based on like this legend of a koi fish that like really swum upstream. Like it's a good legend. It fits within Japanese mythology, but you know, most laymen nowadays would just understand that as Magikarp to Gyarados.
I mean, that's literally all it is, so... You also had Bao Wong desperately trying to get the word out that Momonosuke has fallen into the sea, ... We don't know what happened there. Hopefully we'll find out he was caught, or if he turned into a dragon and actually flew to save himself from Shinobu.
That would have been smart. Also would have been a really good time to do exactly that. To be perfectly honest, last week I was expecting, because, you know, when Yamato is on the top of fucking Onigashima, challenging Kaido like, hey, what's up? I'm gonna get these hands. I thought they were gonna start this next chapter with exactly that. Yamato and Kaido just kind of duking it out a bit. I was ready for it, but no, not yet. Not yet. We still gotta set a few more things up.
Yeah, more or less. Bao Wong ends up being captured by Usopp, who is just like, yeah, I'm not having my only claim to fame this chapter getting my head smashed in by Ulti. And can we talk about Ulti for a second, and the fact that this girl has managed to withstand some of the biggest amounts of bullshit in this entire fight? Like,
God damn. That girl can take some fucking punishment. I gotta give her that.
Like, there was a while there where when she first appeared, everybody was just like, Ulti for Straw Hat. I'm just like, yeah, here we go again. But at the same time, it's just like her infinite durability has gotten way out of hand. Between the headbutt clash that she had with Luffy, getting a Thunder Bagua from Yamato, the numerous amounts of explosive Usopp has sent her way, the massive amounts of lightning blasts that she's gotten from Nami, taking a freaking maser cannon from Big Mom, like some shit that should... And it looked like it just, like, grazed the side of her, so she got real lucky because apparently Big Mom has shit aim. But even still, it's just like, nah, she got fucking fried from that crap.
Lie. I think something like that would be really fucking difficult to aim.
An impromptu beam cannon.
I honestly can't wait to see that animated. Get to the anime once we figure out, or rather, once we go over what's left of this chapter, because, ooh, buddy, that anime fucking episode was great.
Oh, yeah. But, before that, I mean, honestly, Bao Wong gets captured. Well, before she even gets captured, she sees what happens to Ulti, who gets one last big old frying thanks to the Zeus, who was about to be named either Fluff or Cotton, depending on your translation, and immediately said nope to that name. And Bao Wong ends up instantly narrating when she sees that. It's just like, oh no, Lady Ulti just got taken down. First page one now, her. Two of the Tobiroku are out of the fight. Oh no. And one dude's off to the side like, Bao Wong, you're still on.
Hey, maybe don't say that over the mic. The red light is on. What are you doing?
And I love some of the fodder guys who are just like, wait, hang on. Are we losing? Be like, not in terms of numbers, but in terms of superior firepower, yeah, kinda.
And some of the other members of the Tobiropo had to just like stop for a sec, and be like, what? Those two? They went down? Of all the people we got, those two were down.
Oh, they're the youngest.
And thus the most stubborn.
Yeah.
Especially Ulti.
Oh, literally hard-headed, which is saying something considering she's a Pachycephalosaurus.
Lives up to it.
Mm-hmm.
She lives up to it.
I'm still kind of bummed that because from what we can see, we see Sasaki, Who's Who, and Black Maria, who look like they've been through the ringer too. So it's not just, Robin, Brooke, Jinbei, and Frankie who are kind of getting roughed up. It's both sides. They're pretty much at a stalemate. So I'm really hoping we start to see a few more of the other fights going forward, but, she gets captured. Usopp's just like, Tama, she works as a loudspeaker, say your piece, and then we get the title of the chapter, It's Me, Otama, as all the Smile users have got all the Kibidango start cheering and all that good stuff, so I'm wondering what Tama's going to end up saying.
She's probably... this is kind of what we've been expecting for a while. All the gifters she has converted, she's probably going to start telling them, hey guys, beat Kaido up.
Whoop that ass.
If not Kaido, beat up anybody who's supporting Kaido. And if you see anybody else who wants some Kibidango, let me know.
Yep.
I got some more.
Got it by the dozens.
I got it out the wazoo. Wazoo, not the butt cheeks. Child. Nasty.
And then we end things with Yamato calling his father out, calling him a bitch. It's just like, Kaido, you was a bitch. I'm leaving with Luffy. Fuck off. So I guess that's confirmation that, Yamato's joining the crew, maybe?
I choose to withhold my final judgment until Wano is over.
Yeah.
I think Wano might want to. I don't know how much the rest of the crew want him to, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. It's honestly getting kind of hard to tell in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But Yamato's even just like, yeah, I know I can't whoop your ass. I've got no claim to thinking that I can, but at the same time, I'm at least gonna hold you here until Luffy's up and about. So, that's some pretty G shit right there. Like, good on you.
Honestly, I want to see it.
Yeah.
I bet it's be fucking lit. I'm not gonna lie. This raid has shown more action in the battle between the worst generation and the emperors than it has with everything else. Like, things got pretty chaotic in the beginning, but a good amount of focus with the action has been at the very top of Onigashima, whereas the rest of it we kind of check in at several different locations because we've got a lot of different people to keep track of.
Mm-hmm.
And not to get... Now, I realize that we have been putting the spotlight on the Vassals of Odin for the past couple chapters, and oof, those boys ain't looking so good.
Yeah, starting to drop like flies.
Ooh, poor Kinemon. I know that we don't believe in death in One Piece until we see the corpse, but I don't see Kinemon bouncing back from that.
Yeah, that's
a sword through your organs.
Yeah, all the organs.
All of them.
Like, if he wasn't paste on the inside before, that paste is currently leaking out of him, so it's really hard to say if he's getting back up from that one.
Same thing with Kiku. I don't think she's getting back up, guys.
Yeah. At least with Kiku, it's more of a maybe, possibly, but... at the very least, Kiku's down for the count from this battle.
She was short in arm before Kanjuro got that hit in, so...
Yeah, and the Scabbards are, the most limb-losingest group of people I ever done seen.
Yeah. Oof, yeah.
Like, between Nekomamushi, Inuarashi, and Kiku, I'm just like, y'all losing too many limbs, like, damn.
Yeah, that's... I'm still waiting to see what ends up happening with, Denjiro.
Yeah,
let's see.
That's a good point.
The only characters we haven't seen get involved in a fight, as far as I remember, are Denjiro and Kawamatsu.
Yeah, Denjiro Kawamatsu is currently running with Izu. They had met up with Sanji, but then Sanji went racing after Queen in order to help out Chopper.
That was the best flex of that chapter. I just want to say, anybody who reads One Piece and is just like, oh, Oda hates Sanji. I just want to say, we're not reading the same manga if you truly believe that.
He likes to mess with Sanji, but he doesn't hate Sanji.
He gives Sanji a lot of good moments.
Oh, yes.
It's just that, he knows that Sanji's character has the potential for great comedy as well as great badassery.
Yeah. Well, when you make one You know, between Sanji and Zoro, when you make one's personality that he's really into women, and the other's personality fault being that he's really incapable of telling directions, one has a few more opportunities for comedy than the other.
Notice that. Yeah, Zoro, they've been smart about keeping Zoro from getting like lost. He's always been with a group during the raid. He's just like, yeah, let me make sure that no matter where I am, I'm doing something productive. And my God, Zoro has been on top of that shit. He has earned that break after his fight with the fucking emperors.
Yeah, like seriously, he put in that work, and like everybody wants to make it seem like with Zoro it was an effortless task. This man is in a full body cast, and the fight's not even done. Like, in terms of actually taking people out, I don't think Zoro has actually taken anybody out so far. So yeah. Outlook not looking so great.
True. But he has definitely dealt a real major blow to Scratchman Apu, because even though he got back up from that shit, he has not been doing a goddamn thing.
Honestly, Scratchman Apu and Drake have pretty much disappeared.
Yeah, so that kind of leaves me to wonder what the fuck's going on with them.
Yeah. Honestly, part of me keeps wondering if Apu's gonna change sides at some point, but at the same time, it's just like, would we be okay with that? He's kind of a skis ball.
Yeah. Seems like someone we shouldn't ally ourselves with, because the second things start going tits up or looking a little less than ideal, he might be the guy to just be like, alright, fine, bye, fuck y'all, I'm gonna choose the winning side, and then he'll try and come back when we're the winning side again.
Yeah. But, that's also Buggy, and we saw how well that worked out.
Oh, you mean Buggy the Clown?
Yep, and he still ended up being involved with that fight at Marineford right up until the end, despite how many times he tried to sneak off. So, if it's for the sake of comedy, I think Scratchman Apu would end up being the butt monkey of this whole situation.
You know what? I like that idea. Considering what he put Kid and Killer through, I think that's fair. And I'm still waiting for that moment in the anime where it's hands on sight. Especially because the moment that precedes that is Luffy and Zoro blowing their cover, and Kid's, fucking mouthing off and criticizing them like, you fucking idiots just blew our goddamn cover. Very next page, he turns around, sees Apu. I'm sorry, what cover?
All I see is a dead man.
All I see is the dead man, and I had to make him the dead man.